This is a true story about a bride and a bridal shop, and how they almost ruined this bride's wedding day. Wendy Hartigan, the wedding planner who this bride hired, told me this story, and it's a bit shocking. It was 2 months before the wedding, and the bride had been having a few troubles with her bridal shop already. Now the dresses were in, and the bridesmaids' final fittings were coming up. And even though the bride had hired Wendy only for the day of service Wendy offers, Wendy went along. When the 16 bridesmaids in the bridal party each tried on their dresses, that's right, there were 16 ladies in this wedding party, not one of them fit right, not one of any of the 16. And here's why they didn't fit right. The shop had missized each and every girl when they took the measurements. The thing is, everyone had told the shop owner that the measurements she took were off back when she measured them. But she ignored all of them and ordered every dress in the wrong size because of the bad measurements she had taken. And to add insult to injury, when the girls attempted to squeeze into the dresses that fit them so awkwardly, and pointed out to the shop owner how all the dresses didn't fit right, the shop owner blamed them for the mistakes. She even heaped blame on the bride for it. She did everything but take the responsibility for her own mistake. Because 16 wrong dresses, well, that's not exactly cheap to fix, is it? And I guess this shop owner didn't want to bone up and pay for her huge mistake. But if you didn't think this could get any worse, get this. The shop owner then told the bridesmaids they had to pay extra to get their alterations to make the dresses right. Because maybe she was trying to get the girls to pay for her mistake. But that's just wrong, isn't it? How would you feel if you were this bride and you and your best friends were being put through this ordeal? If you're like me, you would have been real upset and livid. And she was. The bride demanded that the shop owner reorder all the gowns sized correctly. Wouldn't you? So if you can believe it, here's where it gets even worse. Because the shop owner told the bride if they reordered the dresses, the shop would not guarantee the bridesmaids would have them in time for the wedding. And that's when Wendy heard enough and stepped in. She didn't get crazy or anything. She stayed cool and collected. In fact, Kathy, the bride, said Wendy never once batted an eye at all the chaos. Maybe because she had been a manager for Macy's bridal salon, and she knew exactly what to say to the shop owner. She got the shop owner to make all the alterations for the cost of a simple hem adjustment, a normal alteration fee like the bridesmaids were going to do anyway. And for 2 junior bridesmaids whose dresses were so off alterations alone weren't enough, they absolutely needed brand new gowns. And even though it wasn't day of type stuff, Wendy called her bridal gown manufacturer contacts in New York City and got the junior bridesmaids' dresses delivered to them. Not at the last minute with the wedding sheer moments away, not even a few days before the wedding, but in 3 days. All 16 ladies now had gowns which fit perfectly. Can you imagine what a calamity the bride's wedding day would have been with no one's dress fitting right? And so, even though Wendy was hired to help with only things on the day of the wedding, she saved this bride's wedding 2 months before the day. Imagine that. You could say it's like a day of wedding planner who paid for herself before the wedding day even started, right? So here's Wendy's tip. Even when you hire a planner for only the day of coordination, get one who's willing and able to get things done for you fast if disaster strikes leading up to your day. Because with all the things you need to do in all the months before your wedding, that's the time you may really need the right person's help on your side.